This conduct is unacceptable. It is heartbreaking. It erodes the community trust necessary for effective policing.
The Department of Justice is coming down hard on LMPD. The DOJ listed violations like racial disparities in arrests and traffic stops, excessive force, and unjustified searches.
And WDRB's Marcus Green joins us to take a closer look at some of these issues. Marcus, this report was prompted by the death of Breonna Taylor in 2020, but it goes well beyond the fatal raid on her apartment. Let's talk about some of the other big takeaways.
Yeah, and you know, this report sort of cemented a lot of the themes that have been reported previously over the years. The things you mentioned, the disparities in traffic stops, these racial disparities, issues about how LMPD would go about obtaining search warrants and concerns like that. Also some new revelations, officers using degrading terms like monkey or boy to refer to certain members of the community. And really what this did is it laid out a comprehensive look. It was a comprehensive look at some of these themes, and it was summarized pretty well by Associate Attorney General Vanita Gupta yesterday at the press conference here in Louisville.
Our investigation has revealed a pattern or practice of conduct that violates the United States Constitution and federal law. LMPD's ability to serve and protect the people of Louisville has been compromised, and the findings are deeply troubling and sobering.
Former Chief Steve Conrad also singled out in this report. Can you talk a little bit about what they concluded about his leadership?
Right. Remember, Conrad was fired by former Mayor Greg Fisher during the Breonna Taylor protest in 2020. Conrad was singled out for failing to initiate internal investigations when there were complaints about possible officer misconduct by citizens. Instead, the report and the investigators found that Conrad waited until there had been media reports to start these investigations. He was also faulted for failing to monitor or analyze the work of the 9th Mobile Division, which was focused on crime hotspots for possible discrimination. So, Conrad by name was, on a couple of occasions in this report, faulted for his work, his failure as leader of LMPD.
Marcus, there were examples of new instances of misconduct in this report. Does Mayor Craig Greenberg, does he plan to address those?
Well, that was one of the questions that the mayor was asked towards the end of the news conference, because this report, in addition to reiterating some of the incidents that we've already reported on over the years, it highlighted one in particular that has gotten a lot of attention. This was an officer who encountered a woman who was intoxicated. She was in the yard of a friend crying. Things escalated, and the officer said that he was tired of her being in that condition. It escalated. He put his boot on her chest. She attempted to bite the boot, and when that happened, in the words of the investigators, the officer went into a frenzy. The officer couldn't tell investigators how many times he hit this woman in the face. The report also showed that there was a concern that the woman, after she was handcuffed, faced possible asphyxiation, but he was never faced any discipline. And so when asked about that and other incidents in this report, Greenberg said that his administration had just got this report late Tuesday, ahead of the early Wednesday morning press conference, but that they would review every one of these incidents and determine how to proceed on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, well, we have a lot more to cover on this. I know this is going to be something we're going to do stories on for months to come, but Marcus, thank you for being here this morning.
Glad to be here.